welcome everybody to the countdown. Welcome everybody to the Countdown to Pull Time show here. We're live from the Stark County Fairgrounds here in Canton, Ohio. My name is Dan Mayer. I'm joined by Jeremy Krieger tonight. Jeremy, good to see you here in Northeast Ohio.
Boy, it's great to be here with you, Dan Mayer. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Excited for some, points championships, maybe be crowned this weekend. We've got some major points implications to talk about as part of the Charlie Swartz Memorial here at the beautiful Stark County Fair in Canton, Ohio.
Absolutely. Things get rolling here tonight, 7 o'clock. If you can't be here in Canton, join us on FullPull.Live. We've got a whole crew here tonight bringing all the action to you, so make sure you do tune in for FullPull.Live if you are not able to be here in Canton. Beautiful night here for some tractor and truck pulling, and we've got just a full pit area of competition here tonight.
Absolutely. 5 classes on the docket here tonight. 2-wheel drive trucks, pro stock tractors, light super stock tractors, classic super stock tractors, and light limited super stocks on our Region 2 side here tonight. So 5 great classes of action to be with us here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And we're going to, this weekend we're going to crown 2 champions, the 2-wheel drive class as well as the light supers are going to call it a season here. And boy, what a great year it's been. I mean, to come down here, Labor Day weekend, what a way to kick off Labor Day weekend here at the Stark County Fairgrounds.
Absolutely, and I don't know about you, but to me it seems like this season just flew past.
Yep.
Just yesterday you were at Benson, North Carolina. The season was beginning. We've blinked, and we're almost done.
Yeah, before you know it, be back in Louisville.
Absolutely.
It's like what happens, but it's one of those things. But like you say, competition-wise, it has just been, if you want different winners, we have had it this year. You talk about, competitors that have really stepped up their game. We have had it here all summer long.
Absolutely, and we'll talk a little bit later in the class in this broadcast with some of our winners in the 2-wheel drive division. This Jake Shepard's going to join us, and he swept the weekend at Brandenburg, got his first 2 Grand National wins this season. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But our first guest tonight is none other than one of the directors of the Stark County Fair and a mean pro stock puller in his own right, out of right here in the Louisville, Canton, Ohio area, Mr. Danny Schmucker. Thanks for being with us on the Countdown to Pull Time.
Thanks, guys. Great to have you here. It's a beautiful evening here in Northeast Ohio. We have a little bit of threat of rain here after a while. Let's hope someone's looking over us and it passes by, and we can have a lot of fun tonight. We're really looking forward to the light supers and the 2-wheel drives ending the season here. Light supers being tied, how much better does it get going into the final weekend?
Well, Danny, we were just talking about that, the competition. I don't think we can get another rig in here. This place is packed here for this weekend. This is going to be just an outstanding program.
Oh, yeah. I think we got somewhere around 80 hooks tonight, and on one track we're really going to have to move to get this done in a timely manner. But, our track crew here, Jim Miller, Marvin Epperson, all of our tractor pull committee and our volunteers here, we got a great group, and if it can be pulled off, this crew can do it.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about this event. It's been going on for so many years. Kind of late coming here with the Grand National Stars, but it's been around quite a while.
Oh yeah, our fair started in 1849. This year we're celebrating our 175th anniversary, so that's pretty cool. The first tractor pull here was held in 1964. We had, I wasn't around back then, but Charlie Swartz is the man that started it back in '64, and that's why we named the pull after him. He chaired the committee for 55 years or more until he retired in 2018, I believe. But for a long time, it was just a county-only pull, and then in the mid-'80s and early '90s, we sanctioned with a group called All Pro Pullers out of Alliance, Ohio, and then we sanctioned with Ohio State Tractor Pullers for a few years and had our own county pull, and we transitioned to Region 2, and a couple years ago, we stepped up to the Grand National level by bringing in the light supers and the 2-wheel drives, and it's really worked out well for us. We were 2022 Regional National Pull of the Year, so we work hard here and try to put on a good show for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, the weather's perfect here. We said, the fans come on out if you're, within a couple hours drive here. 7 o'clock start time here tonight, and I believe we're going to kick it off here with the 2-wheelers tonight, I believe.
Yeah, 7 o'clock start time. If you're close by, it's a beautiful evening. Come on out. It's a little warm, but there's a nice breeze blowing, and it's supposed to cool down. Lineup tonight, we're starting off with the 2-wheel drive trucks, the light supers, and the pro stocks. So it's going to get loud at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Well, Danny, I know you've talked a little bit about the fair this week, and I know the pull is very important kind of in the week. But what else has been going on at the Stark County Fair this week leading up to tonight's events?
This is actually the fourth day of our fair. Tuesday night we had our high school band show, which is always a big hit in the community. The last 2 nights we had concerts. We had Night Ranger on Wednesday night. It was a good show and good turnout. We had Scotty McCreary last night, and that was an excellent turnout, and the show was awesome. We got our tractor pulls tonight and tomorrow night, and our demolition derby Sunday, Monday to wrap up the fair. Lots of great events going on throughout the fair. Our junior fair program is one of the biggest in the state of Ohio.
When you were telling me yesterday, you shared a very interesting statistic with me that the auctions from this fair generated upwards of like $1.4 million for the junior fair programs.
Yeah, the last few years they've been above $1.4 million in sales for the junior fair kids, and all that goes back into their pockets for future projects or college tuition or buy their first car or something. So we got something special here in Stark County.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that program that you guys. Now, Danny, let's kick things back over to we talked to the promoter side of things. Let's go to the puller side of things. Now, this year, you guys have kind of been the limited schedule. You've gone with the limited schedule here. Been out running, here and there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this year we decided to run a little closer to home. My kids are 5 and 3, and they want to see their dad more than a couple of days a week all summer. So we went to some stuff that they can go to. We went to almost all the big pulls, some local stuff, and we've had a lot of fun. I do miss being part of the points series, but it's a heck of a lot more relaxing when you go to places like Bowling Green and these late season pulls to know you're just there to win and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. How the tractor's been running here the last couple of weeks? I mean, we've seen, saw you in the winner's circle at Bowling Green a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, my dad's been doing really well all year. I kind of struggled up until Bowling Green, and if you told me a week before Bowling Green I'd get a 2nd and 6th and be second place to the ring, I thought you were nuts. But we really picked the right weekend to get everything right. We had some good hook positions, and my tractor likes Louisville and Bowling Green, so what better places to shine?
Absolutely.
Well, I always want to ask all the pullers that I talk to, and I've never asked you this question, but if you weren't pulling pro stocks and I handed you a blank check and I said, okay, next season you're not pulling a pro stock, but you can pull whatever you want and money is no object, what are you hooking?
I would have to say I'd build me a V8 Mac and pull into super semi class.
There you go.
There
nice.
you go. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That would be fun to see.
I think it would.
Rampage Semi Edition.
Yeah,
I like that.
So
I like that a lot. And I wanted to also kind of, stretching back to what we were talking about with this fair and this week, you also gave me some indications yesterday of something tomorrow really cool that I want you to touch on with regard to the classic, the antique class, if we get it in, weather permitting. But talk a little bit about the junior tractor pull tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. we have antique and farm stock tractor pull. We have 2 classes tomorrow, which is new this year. It's 8,500 pound and 11,500 pound farm stock. And it's limited to kids that are entered in our junior fair program here in Stark County. So it's kind of their own deal, come out in front of the grandstand, have a little fun. And, the local pull, it's where we all started,
Sure.
So give them an opportunity, and we're really looking forward to that tomorrow.
Well, and I hope, weather permitting, like you said, that there might be some inclement weather overnight into the morning, but we're sure hoping you get that in because that's bound to be fun to watch.
Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Absolutely. And, Danny, going back to that, do you remember the first time that you sat in your, first farm stock tractor going down the track, or antique?
Yeah. I started on a John Deere A, and I was about 10 or 11 years old at our local little Grange fair, and I was hooked ever since.
Awesome. That is really cool. Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be a great night for pulling here. We're glad you were able to spend a couple minutes with us. I know you're a busy guy, got a lot going on here, getting the tractors ready and everything else, so good to see you once again, and we'll hope to see you in the winner's circle here.
All right, thank you, guys. Welcome to Stark County, and I hope we don't disappoint you.
No,
glad to be here. We're having a great time.
You're already feeding us. We hadn't even been on the ground 45 minutes. We get a wonderful meal. So, yes, you know the way to my heart for sure, Mr. Danny Schmucker. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right.
Danny, thanks for joining us here at FullPull.Live. And once again, fans, 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to get things rolling here at the Stark County Fairgrounds. Make sure you do go to Full Pull Picks. Get your picks in here for the weekend. They've got a whole bunch of different picks here this weekend. A lot of events going on here throughout the weekend, so make sure you do check out Full Pull Picks. So we are going to be, I believe, we've got a couple more visitors here.
Yep.
As we move on here, and we were supposed to have R.J. Simon, I believe, coming up next here, and then We'll have Jacob Shepard joining us as well.
Yep, Jacob Shepard and his wife Hannah will be with us as well a little bit later on here. But I think we're supposed to have RJ. Maybe?
Yeah, RJ was supposed to join us here, and we know he'd been burned in the midnight oil. They've
right,
had
they've been racing late there in Farley, Iowa overnight. I think he was kind of late getting onto the grounds. But while we wait for him, we can talk a little bit about all the things happening in pulling this weekend. Not only are we here tonight at Canton, there are also some championship points implications tonight in Wauseon, Ohio.
Absolutely, about 3 hours up the road here, just west of here, up High 80 there, you will see Wauseon, Ohio, the Fulton County Fairgrounds.
And home of the Holman brothers there.
Yes, the M.E. Tire Showdown over there, M.E. Miller Tire Showdown, and a great event, four-wheel drive class as well as the mini modifieds are going to call it a Grand National season.
Right.
And we talked about that on the preview show a couple days ago.
Mark Mangan kind of in the catbird seat right now in the four-wheel drive side of things, and but he's hooking last in the class tonight. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that goes. And then, of course, in the mini modified division, you've got the crafty veteran. What can you say? You can't say enough about the
living legend.
Yeah, the wily veteran, 83, 84-year-old Ken Vini, up for his, trying to vie for his third title. And then, Brian McDonald sitting, I guess Vinny's sitting 12 points back of McDonald.
Of McDonald, yep. And, Brian looking to pick up that first ever championship right there is, he can see it. So that you can tune in to FullPull.Live and check that out. They're going to have both the events on here this weekend. So if you're joining us here at the Stark County Fairgrounds, you can also tune in later tonight or tomorrow afternoon, whatever, and come and join us. So yeah, it's going to be a great weekend of pulling and NTPA Grand National Championships, Jeremy. That as a puller, that's what you strive for, right there.
That's what it's all about, right? That's sort of the silver tuna, the golden goose, if you will. That's why you do it. And hey, fans, don't forget, if you aren't an active subscriber on FullPull.Live, it's never too late. We can $39.99 a month gets you all the pulling action from all of the events this weekend and every weekend. And you can watch them back anytime you'd like to. So again, if you haven't subscribed, head on to FullPull.Live and sign up. You'll be glad you did. And here's Mr. Simon.
Absolutely. He's like you say, he's working off that. He's working off that midnight oil here. Is RJ got a quick meal here, and he's ready to roll here, and we'll bring him right in here. Newly crowned
two-timer.
Yes.
Semis and light unlimiteds. Congratulations, Mr. RJ.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
That's awesome. A lot of people don't get one a year, and you've got two so far this year. So congrats. That's big.
Yeah, I've never had one, so this is new to me. Usually it was Dad or Brandon or Jordan that always are taking the glory, but I finally got one myself.
Amen.
Has it kind of worn off yet, RJ, or is it still we're still kind of riding that high right now?
I honestly don't think it's sunk in, to be honest.
Okay,
kind of came home from that, and it was thrash time to get ready for the next event, and it's been a whirlwind, to be honest. And I haven't even looked at that semi since we rolled it out, and we polished on it a little bit. It looks sharp sitting there, but we're going to look at it and see if we're going to go next weekend up to a truck show up north of us in Minnesota and see if we're going to go there or if we're going to go just save it for the Enderley, what we're going to do. But that thing's a lot of fun. That semi is a blast.
Absolutely. And you guys juggle so much with all the various vehicles, the four-wheelers, the two-wheelers, everything you've – what is – is there a favorite for you? I know you love pulling and you have your whole life, but is there one that you sort of lean towards more than another right now?
Well, I think right now, for me it's been we definitely are I love that semi. I grew up driving a truck and trucking, and that's what I've done. So for me, that semi is just kind of home. I feel comfortable in it. I feel like, it's still left-hand, drive, so it still feels like you're sitting in a Peterbilt for the most part. It's obviously doesn't have the dash or anything in it no more. It's totally custom chassis and everything. It's not a normal road tractor anymore.
Right.
But it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it. I think a lot of it boils down to, I cut my teeth on a two-wheel drive, as you guys know. And I love two-wheel drive class. I still do today. Like, they're here tonight. And, obviously I seen them rolling the scale. I'm like, I wish they were there. But for me, it's just boiled down to there's just too many.
Yeah.
It's not – it hurt me. It's starting to just it's just too big of a class for me to just juggle, and it's too long, and Sometimes the track might change multiple times during it. So I just told myself that after we went to, I believe it was the last hook, we took it to Brandenburg, I believe,
yep.
and we just were like, you know what? Let's just focus on what we're doing really well in the points with, and I think it paid off. You know, we went to Bowling Green and whatnot. We just kind of took 2 steps back and just took what we could manage there, and we all had a blast. I mean, we went out there with the mod. You know, Brandon got 2 first. You know, the light mod, we got a first, and the second day we had ignition problems, which caused us to, I think, get 7th, but still secure that first championship for me. So
yep, absolutely.
It was nerve-wracking. If you would have been down at the end of the track with me after I ran with that light mod, I'm like, I just handed this thing to the champ, to the all-time Bill Voorhees. Like, it's his to just walk right by me. I might as well just go shake his hand before he runs, you know, and he came out and he had about the same luck as I did.
I was going to say he had problems too. So,
right?
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was hard standing back there. I'm just sick to my stomach, like it's over, you know. And when it happened, what he did, and you know, he didn't have as good a luck as he's had all year, basically. And we ended up pulling one out, and it was amazing. And then going into that semi, I was like, okay, I want to win a ring.
Sure.
But Brian has been so strong all season. Like, I mean, he's been just consistently, if he isn't first, he's second, maybe third at the worst. He was just consistent all year. I mean, that truck has been on rails. And me, if I wasn't first or second, I was last, you know, with that semi. I mean, and that's, you know, that's what it's been. You know, we've had a lot of struggles. I went to Fort Recovery. I forgot to turn my darn suspension on. It was a dumb,
but you made up for it the next day, right?
Yeah, a dumb mistake. And then we went to Rockwell, you know, made a beautiful pass, won it the first night on Cloud 9, like, I got this. I can do this again. Go down through there on Saturday night, pulls me hard left. I have to back out of it because there's no individual brakes on the semi. So I had to back out of it because I knew his last place was not what I wanted. So I backed out of it and ended up like 5th. He gained points on me there. And then went to Morley. He gained a few more on me. So going to Bowling Green, I was basically shaking Brian's hand already, like, hey, congrats, buddy. You got this. There's no way. And went out there and won the first night. And I was like, man, that was awesome. Then Saturday night round, I'm like, you know, this is going to be a good time, but, you know, I just want this ring. You know, at that point, I was just like, I didn't even think about the championship. I'm like, I want this ring.
Sure.
And when Brian went out there and had bad luck, if you would have had a camera on me at the starting line, I think I've never had a panic attack, but I can imagine that's what it was. I'm breathing heavy. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm like, I just got to go A to B right now. And I think at that time, we did the math real quick. It's like, you just need to get second place, and you got this, you know. And it's like, oh my,
right.
oh my, oh my, you know.
And it couldn't have ended on a better note. You and Chris, your buddy Chris Wood, both you guys made full pulls. I mean, the last pulls of the night, you know, the weekend couldn't have ended any better.
No, and yeah, so we went out there, and I just squeaked it out the end. I mean, I was close. Chris made a beautiful run. It was way better than mine was the first time. And, wow, it was electrifying. You know, then I knew I had the championship. You know, we're rolling back around, and that's what I'm like, did I just get the championship? And then, you know, Melissa in the office, Melissa Graham, she's like, yes, you unofficially you did, yes.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. Well, my brother at that time texted me, don't worry about that. Run that thing again. And because he had went home to work on the farm there after his afternoon session.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, of course I'm running it again. So we were back there, and we had Chris Jeffrey's crew was a huge help for us that night, and my whole crew. We're throwing ice in that thing and cooling it down as fast as we could. You know, we just ran, you know, and we're trying to cool us down, shove more ice in it, and do it again. And, of course, we're like, well, I think we can do this. I think we can. But he had such a beautiful run the first time. And my truck had been fighting it. It's been wanting to hook left right at the end. So I did a lot of chassis adjustments, talking with Dean Hulke. He's been helping me a lot with that truck, you know, his old one.
Right.
So he's been huge with the chassis and stuff. And we did a lot of talking and ideas, and we made some changes there. And it worked, and we went ahead, and the way it made a pass and how it ended at Bowling Green, I mean, the crowd went nuts.
That's why I say it couldn't have ended better. And then you were the ring winner. I mean, it was just in Grand National champion. Yeah.
See, that's amazing to me. Of all the success you've had there, like that's the first one for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I've had a lot of second. I've been runner-up multiple times in that ring with two-wheel drives, but never have I always been the bridesmaid. And unfortunately, they don't give you like a little ring for second.
Right. You don't get a pinky ring.
Yeah. There you go. That's what we should talk to him about that. But no, it was surreal. And then Brandon to get his there with the mod, and then the year before Brett got his pro stock ring there. So I mean, the team's just been doing awesome. I mean, between Brent and Brandon and myself, right now we're the team in general, we're up to 17 championships all together.
That's awesome.
Impressive.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
and
after this,
I was just going to ask, where do you go from here?
I mean, I think our thing is right now. My thing is right now. I want to try to bring more money in the sport. I want to try to grow. Right now, I want to pull and I want to do it, but I want to make it tonight. Tonight we're having a race at 300 Raceway, paying $100,000 to win stock cars.
That's awesome.
$100,047. It's the 47th annual Yankee Dirt Track Classics. So in a stock car, there's cars there ranging from, $5,000 to $50,000, and they're racing for $100 grand.
Yeah.
And I want to try to build that into pulling. Chase and I have been talking a little bit about it, and that's what I want to bring pulling to that level. And I think with Full Pull and you guys and everything, we can make it happen. And that's where I want to go. I want pulling to be on that premier level, and a Full Pull is going to help us do that and change the sport to where we're.
You're running for the big purses.
Right.
And it's not about money. It's more or less just like we need to make it out of almost into a livelihood if we can. Like that's one thing about like dirt track racing. Them boys do that for a living.
Right.
We haven't quite done that here yet. And
well, we talk about that. I mean, going back, 30, 35 years ago with the tobacco sponsorship, these guys were able to all year, during the winter, during the summer, they were able to, maintain that. And, nowadays we've pretty much lost a lot of that winter pulling. Yep. So now, so that would be.
I got some good ideas, and I hope we can get together on it. And I think I got a game plan, and hoping we can all make it happen. That's where I want to go. As far as Simon Says Motorsports and us, we're gonna keep doing our thing. It's a lot of people are talking, they're going to sell the two-wheel drives. Well, unfortunately, the three two-wheel drives we have are kind of the stable of the ship. They're my dad's. My dad's two Simon Says trucks.
I was going to say,
can't get rid of those.
I can't sell them. And then the Dirty Pearl, me and Steve kind of built that ourselves. In 2010, I sold it once, kind of regretted it, bought it back, and now I'm just. Honestly, it's been the top truck out of all three of them. So it's something I really can't just throw to the side, and I think we're just going to have fun with those trucks.
Sure.
Full drive, I'd love to run that on a full circuit. I mean, we were doing really good up till Rockwell, had some engine troubles. I think we were sitting in top 5 with that old, it's still a steel body, stock truck frame. And, we were sitting in the top 5 up till Rockwell, and then we dropped the valve the first night. And that truck's just been a great piece. The Sullivan family, DJ and Kyle Sullivan up there, DJ's Repair, redid that chassis, helped us out, and they're thrashing on that thing all the time. We're going to have that out down at Sandwich here next week.
Sure.
Going to bring that out on the region circuit and just play with it a little bit.
Awesome.
We got some motor work done to it, got it fixed. But I think our goal is just to have fun.
Awesome.
We still got the 4-engine mod, twin-engine mod. Obviously, we're down to just one pro right now. We only own Loudon Heavy X. Brent owns the other 2. But Brent's currently building one new one that's been in the works for a couple years, and then we're still building a new red one that we're hoping we can debut it at the farm show. The red one is our goal if we can get invited with probably Josh Blackburn at the helm.
Okay.
But I don't know. He ain't worth it.
Yeah,
he's not.
That's fair.
He's my number one fan. That guy. He's got a driver's wanted shirt on. You see him on that?
Yeah,
photo?
I did.
I see that. That's a beautiful shirt, by the way.
Yeah,
for sure.
And RJ, there's nothing wrong with having fun.
Not at all.
Really.
That's what it's all about.
You guys for so many years chasing points. For so many years with your dad, and then you guys carrying on that tradition. Hey, there's nothing wrong with just having fun. Going pick and choosing. We talked to Danny Schmucker a little bit earlier. That's what they did this summer.
Yep.
Same kind of thing. Just kind of pick and choose where they want to go, the events they want.
Well, in the last couple of years, Brandon's come out to this event and done it. Well, this year it was my turn. I did it. He's at home running the racetrack tonight. He's got Ricky Thornton Jr. driving his race car.
Yeah, we saw him the other night.
So he's got him driving his race car tonight. So he won the $5,000 prelim there on Wednesday night. So Brandon's pushing really hard, man.
Not have to write that check. Keep the money.
Yeah.
He's hoping.
Write that check to himself, right?
Yeah, he's pretty thrilled about that, and
awesome.
Yeah, no, and we're just excited to be here. And I've never been out here, and it seems like a great facility, and glad that FullPull's here, and yeah, we still got time to get on in bed or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Plenty of time. Go ahead and get that done. But before you go, I know you're busy. You got stuff to do tonight. But anybody you'd like to thank? The long season. I want to give you the opportunity to shout out the people that help you.
Got to thank Sapico Oil. They've been on board with us a long time. Lincoln Diesel Specialties. The whole crew up there. If you're looking for any diesel parts and stuff like that, they've been a huge sponsor to us. And that's anything you need for a diesel truck, basically from a interior panel to an engine, they can pretty much put it together for you. And then got to thank our crew. Brad Walkup, our crew chief. Pretty couldn't do without him.
Right.
I'm planning on, if everything goes good tonight and everything runs good, I think he's going to maybe get his first chance in a pro stock.
That's awesome.
If that was coming.
Good time. That's awesome. Good for him.
We've seen him in a two-wheeler.
He got second here last year in a two-wheeler. He's been doing great with a two-wheeler. But, man, he's poured his heart and soul into this team. And
good deal.
And the mod and the pros and just been awesome. And then Mike Mullins come on board this year. He's a little under the weather. Stayed home this weekend, or he'd have been here. Couldn't do it without him. Steve Olson, the shop, Aim at Repair, they're a huge part. They're helping us out every week. Chris Bergfeld, Cody Olson, just Jason Waters, all the guys at the shop. I mean, we got such a team, and that's what our dad always taught us. These pulls are won at the shop, so we spend a lot of extra time, probably than most people do at the shop, just really tuning on these things and making sure they're perfect. And Blackburn Racing Components, they've been huge at us on helping us on the tuning, dyno stuff, and any work we need help with. Riverside Engines, Weimer Fuel and Air, been huge this year for us. MBR Engines,
perfect.
Couldn't do without all them guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us and taking the time from a very busy schedule this evening. You got a lot going on, so thank you for visiting us.
We actually only got 2 tractors tonight, Jeremy. This is like a vacation.
I was going to say, you probably got time for a little rest here beforehand.
Yeah, right? I'm kind of wondering I was going to see if Chase needed me to sit in the trailer for a while. Maybe there was a job opening for a few hours.
Yeah, come on in and join us tonight if you'd like.
Got all that free time.
Yeah, I mean, no two-wheelers. I mean, I got a class of, I don't know how many two-wheelers are here.
We got 30, I think.
Yeah, well, gee, we got a lot of time. So, but hey, I appreciate everything. So,
thank you.
PK's yelling at me over there, so to get out of here. So.
Yeah, hey, RJ, once again, congratulations on them championships.
Well done.
Like they say, lots to come here with the Simon Says pulling team, and they're that benchmark here in the sport of pulling, where all those pullers back there, they're all looking at and where they want to be. So,
well, it's just tough. We just do it. When my father passed, my brother looked at me. He was ready to get out of the sport. He was ready because he's like, "This is what I did with Dad. I don't want to do it no more."
Right.
And I said, "Well, what if we buy a pro stock?" And the next thing you know, we got that pro, and now it's been wide open ever since.
Absolutely.
And then we bought that long tractor, and now he's like, "Well, I love mods again." So, but no, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for everything you two do. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, yes.
Thank you. We'll need it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Farley, Iowa-based runner and 2-time champ this season, RJ Simon.
Yes. Running on empty here. You know what? We'll slide. Maybe we'll all slide down here.
Yeah, do you want to slide down one?
Yeah, we'll slide down one here. We'll put.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Where do you want us?
Here, you come here.
Okay. All right.
We'll each slide over.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. All right, there we're gonna readjust everybody
all right,
here.
Everybody get in here. And once you get in here, get the mic right to your mouth so we can hear you talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that?
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah, there we
go.
go.
To kind of get camera ready here as well. But first, let me introduce Mr. Jacob, Miss Hannah, the Shepherds. We thank you for being with us on the Countdown to Pull Time. I will tell you, your story to me is very fascinating. Somebody who has kind of grown up in this sport. It's very rare, at least in my neck of the woods, to find somebody that digs pulling as much as you do, and you guys are kind of a true testament to the fact that a husband and a wife team who are both way eaten up with this stuff.
Yes.
Get along very well, and share a common passion for truck and tractor pulling. So we'll get into that, but the first thing I want to do is congratulate you on a heck of a summer so far. Sweeping the weekend at Brandenburg, young man. That's okay, let's just go win two nights in a row when we've never won a Grand National pull in our lives. Let's just go ahead and do that. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that was obviously we got to have that chat down there at the
the
Winner's Circle.
It was
and
a great
whatnot.
night. Absolutely.
It still feels surreal
Sure.
because obviously there's 30 guys that can win and ladies that can win any night, and it's just we've tried for a long time. My dad and I have really busted our butts to try to get to have a Grand National truck, and it just feels really, really good to get that monkey off your back.
Absolutely.
And now, hopefully, to a track that we know pretty well.
Sure.
Hopefully, we can sneak some other stuff out.
Well, and not one victory, but you went out the next night and backed it up. That is like the first-time winner.
That doesn't happen in
Yes.
Brandenburg. It may happen other places, but it doesn't happen there.
Yeah.
Like I know we downplayed it then, but like weeks and weeks have gone by. What does that feel like for you to know that you've kind of put your name on a list that is very, very, very rare? Like
Yeah, it was, like I said, surreal.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, like, obviously, my grandfather started us in truck and tractor pulling.
Sure.
It's been a super deep tradition in our family.
Sure.
And I grew up watching Dad and Grandpa truck and tractor pull, and, like, to be able to put not only my name, but put the Shepherd name on the list, like, it feels very, very surreal against the Petros and all these guys that are just legendary, and growing up watching some of these guys that I idolized as a child.
Sure.
To be able to go out and swing with them, and it's absolutely amazing. Like you said, it was to get one, let alone two, and it obviously sitting in Brandenburg in the Winner's Circle.
Well, and your eyes that night, like they were like nothing I've ever seen. Like when you got out of the truck, like the first night it was awesome, but the second night you're like, did this just happen?
Yeah.
Where are
pinch
we?
me again.
Exactly.
Now talk about, you talked about the family. Give us a rundown where you guys started in pulling and, work your way up here a little bit.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I also want to know how we get the Great White
Well,
North
we're going to get into that.
and the United States.
The Can-Am connection.
Yeah,
here.
I want to know that
Yes.
story too. But go ahead, I'll be quiet. I want to hear.
Absolutely. So my grandfather started with his old, it was called the Cowcatcher. It's an 82 Chevy truck that I still have in my garage. My first pull was when I was 6 months old. They threw a rear drive shaft out of a stock truck and drove it all the way from Alpena, Michigan back to Brown City. So about 3.5 hours. So that is a good start to how it has been into my DNA. Then Dad grew up, had a four-wheel drive truck that he pulled for a little while, got away from that, and owned a mini rod sled that actually is in the United Pullers of the Carolinas now.
Okay.
And then he had a local garden tractor, whatnot sled, and then I turned 4, and he put me in the seat of a Cub Cadet, and we went pulling forever with that. Then I went to a mini rod when I was 15. And just a small block, small tire mini rod, and he had a 2-engine mod with 2 Chevys on it. Joe Stocks got us set up. They were like, you guys need to have a blower, and we're like, all right, I guess.
Oh, there you go, right?
Yep, the Joe Stocks obviously getting everybody into pulling, so we
the little peer connection for you.
Yeah, 'cause we're only
Michiganders.
30 minutes away from them, so
Okay.
he put a blower motor on. We sold the mini rod. I was getting up to 17 at that point, and he was like, I think it's time for you to go in the seat because I'm a better track reader. You're
Yeah.
going to be a driver that's not going to worrying about the motor. So,
Right.
we went out and competed with like Dave Coughlin with the Final Drive truck,
Sure.
and Jim Martell and Terry Jostock at that time had
Sure.
one. So it was a very quick introduction to very competitive truck and tractor pulling with a single engine mod. And
Now, is that Wolverine pullers or
thumb tractor
thumb
pullers?
tractor pullers?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So then in 2012, we were debating what we were going to do. So obviously, it's really fun to go out and win, but you want to go see how good of a tractor puller you actually are.
Sure.
So Terry called my dad and said, hey, I want your Puller 2000s for my new tractor that I'm building. Do you want to swap your chassis off and end up with the two-wheel drive? And so he kicked it around for a couple weeks, and then sure enough, we ended up with the chassis that we had. And that would have been 2013. First pass out, we kicked the rods out of a brand new motor that I put together. And then the rest is history. We went and pulled a lot of Wolverine, Region 2, obviously making our way up here.
Sure.
When we first started, it was mainly for scheduling because we were all so busy.
Right.
Right.
We're like, let's go see places that we haven't been. And It was a real education lesson of how serious Grand National truck and tractor pullers take it.
Absolutely.
When you unload, you're here to tractor pull, and that's what we're doing. But obviously, afterwards, hanging out with everybody, it's just a family aspect that you really can't get away from.
Absolutely. Sure. And then somewhere along the line here, now we've seen the Taylor truck at Bowling Green for a bunch of years.
Yeah. So my family, my dad's dad, so my grandfather he's just a fanatic. He said, I'm not a driver, but he's like just a fan. Like, he just loves the sport. And we have a couple like in our area. So
and you are kin to Chance McGrath as well, some way.
Yes, yeah. So Chance's mom and my dad are first cousins.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so, and there's a couple, like I said, in the family we've got a couple pro stock tractors. We've got in the area, like New Brunswick. I'm sure once in a while on live streams, I feel like it's a repeat offender. And for it being so far away, it's like, why are you in Louisville? Why are you in? Why are you in all these places? It's this tiny little speck on the map. But
and it's east of Vermont or Maine?
No, right on the Maine border.
Yeah,
right?
it's right on the border of Maine. Yeah, so it's like if you take the I-95 all the way to the top till it ends, and then that's where we are.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and my dad grew up garden tractor pulling. Just obviously, if his dad's a fanatic, like it's in your blood,
right?
Right.
Yeah. So then he decided in the 90s, he's like, I think I want to build a two-wheel drive. Nothing serious. We'll just do state level, whatever. So him and my mom kind of decided that that's what they were doing. So they collected parts for like 13 years, I think.
Nice.
And he got to sit in the seat for the first time in 2003.
Okay.
And I was about 6 at the time. So we ran like Maine State Pullers,
sure,
Maritime Track and Tractor Pulling Association, just basically like little stuff. And then once in a while, obviously, we'd end up in St. Hyacinth or end up
I was going to say you ran some New York tractor pullers, like out east, eastern New York there.
So just because of our location, like we basically have to decide we're going to go here and we're going to do this,
right?
And then we're going to go here and we're going to do that. So. I guess I'm like a professional at making a long story long.
You're good. I want to hear it.
Yeah, but so like I said, my dad pulled for years, and we just were I was like his biggest fan. I was a crappy videoer, but I tried. I did my best, and I always kind of used to say like, I'm going to be the future driver. And obviously everyone thought that was adorable coming from a 6-year-old. So then when I was about 13, I sat in the seat for the first time at like a little brush pull in Maine. And then basically from then on out, I've been driving. I took a little back seat for my little sister a couple years ago. She sat in the seat for a season, and she did pretty well. She took the win in Napoleon in 2019. So
fantastic.
So it's pretty exciting. Obviously, we pulling for us is a lot different than maybe for Jacob because we're so far away that like we get 6 or 8 hooks a year. That's what we usually would do.
Sure.
So for my first few years, that's what I did. Not tons of seat time. As you know, I always talk about there's no time for practice. So, and obviously, I guess here I am now. I guess there's a little...
somehow, some way...
Yeah, so...
we
got
the mix here.
Yeah,
so
it was actually this weekend.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
there we
it was.
go.
So Labor Day weekend...
Anniversary.
Labor Day weekend 2018. I had just graduated college, so I was basically like, I don't want to say a free woman, but I said to my dad, I don't have to worry about going back to school because usually this would be a move-in weekend. I was like, let's go and let's just stay. Let's go and do it. We did Bowling Green, picked up a few pulls, came back out, did the Wasion, Canfield that was that year, and then Findlay, Ohio. So that was kind of like our last stop on our Labor Day weekend run, and we think we did pretty well there. I don't really...
Yeah, you got like a second in Findlay.
Yeah.
He remembers.
I do because obviously it's always a joke of like if you can't beat them, join them. So that was we obviously went back in our history of like when we actually started to compete against each other, and I think I beat her like now after Bowling Green 3 times.
Okay.
So it kind of shows of who's a better driver, but we'll see.
Awesome.
Sneak by occasionally. So
Not true.
We're up against it, so I want to at least just say thank you to you guys for coming aboard, and it's great to visit with you a minute. Looking forward to visiting some more this weekend, but don't want to let you go without letting you thank some folks. Who you need to thank, and you too, Hannah. Anybody you'd like to thank that helps you get to kind of to where you are on the circuit. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a village, so we want to give you the opportunity to at least shout out some folks that mean a lot to you and help you.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, foremost our family. My dad is huge. Without him, we wouldn't be able to do this. My cousin Anthony, my uncle Brian, they have the apple pie truck out of Michigan.
Sure.
Okay.
The old 49er.
Yep, exactly. So they're huge. They're only 20 minutes from us, so pretty much they'll be in the shop till 4 a.m. when we're trying to rush to get stuff done. Hebe's Hemi Parts, Russ and Kelly and Bob Nichols for some amazing tires. Obviously, Joe Stocks for getting us into it. Sassy, Brian Knox. The list can go on and on. It just everybody pitches in the hand when you need it. It seems like, so you always end up forgetting somebody. So everybody that has ever helped us, thank you so much for getting us here, and I really appreciate it.
What about you, Hannah?
Yeah, I was going to say, what about?
We have.
and my
mean,
wife.
it's a very.
Yes, and your wife. That's important.
That'd be a good
We
one.
have a pretty similar, I guess, list of thanks. Obviously, for my dad. He's kind of the one that got me into it, got me going. The sacrifices of the late nights, especially this season and last. Like Jacob, his family, his cousin, his uncle, like, all of them. Even this year, our motor was in pieces about a week before Napoleon, and him and Anthony and everyone kind of just clubbed together and got the shit done. Sorry, got the stuff done. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But they got all the things done that necessary to get us kind of going for this season. Obviously, we like I said, we kind of pick and choose where we go because my dad's so far away. But but yeah, obviously, everybody.
Now the truck gets to live in Michigan, and it's a lot less driving for them instead of 24 hours.
So I got one final question here. By the luck of the draw, who's where tonight?
I am 14th, and she is 28th, so literally split.
So you got it covered.
Yes.
Either one's going to do good or one's going to do good.
Yeah, I hope both of us do really well because obviously in Bowling Green we got an 18 and 19, not where you wanted to, but we were both in the same lineup, and you're like, that looks really cool for the results.
Yeah,
absolutely.
18 and 19 out of 60.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's not anything
upper
to slouch
1/3.
on. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So now if we can get a first and a second, that'll be we might just party tonight and not worry about tomorrow.
Not worry about tomorrow, right?
Well, it's great to talk with you.
Yes,
thank you guys so much for being with us, and good luck to you tonight and again tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks for coming on. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Shepherd family, Jacob and Hannah, coming to us out of Michigan and New Brunswick, respectively. So
Yes.
7 o'clock tonight, Full Pull Live. Don't miss it. The Charlie Swartz Memorial, session number 1, as we get ready for our next guests here.
Yeah, right here at the Stark County Fairgrounds. Here in beautiful
All right, how are
Canton,
you?
Ohio. We've got Tate and Julia. Look like going to join us here.
Yeah.
Step right in, Julia. You're ready. She's ready to go.
Oh, you're good.
She's
yeah.
ready to go.
She's being shy.
Yeah, I know.
No,
She's
Julia,
good.
you got this.
She's an old pro now.
She's done this
got
a
it.
million
Yeah,
times.
She's got it all down.
She ought to be comfortable by now.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
hey,
goodness.
whoa,
Watch your
we got
fingers.
the-
Watch your fingers.
Everybody, watch it. Yes, we got the.
Well, Tate, welcome. Julia, welcome.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us. We're Canton, Ohio, and
Right.
this
This is backyard playing,
I
right?
was going to say now, as the crow flies, how far are we? There's probably going to be a whole lot of people out there rooting here tonight.
There's going to be a lot of hometown people. We're about 35 minutes straight
Okay.
east, so
Okay.
we love it. We rolled out this morning, and it couldn't be better,
Yeah, you driving all over the country. Been North Carolina, out to Iowa. Minnesota. It's nice to be 30
It
minutes
is.
away.
It
yeah.
is. There's going to be a lot of people here. We're excited. The track's always pretty good here, so good competition.
Well, and Mac Trailer, of course, being in the backyard here, probably a lot of employees and a lot of opportunity to sort of showcase the brand of Mac Trailer.
We had some flyers out in the shop that you guys gave us this week, and a lot of employees were talking about, hey, you going to be there? And heck yeah, we're going to be there.
Absolutely.
Come on out.
Yeah, absolutely. If
Come
not,
see the
tuning
show.
in. Yeah, if not, tuning in on Full Pull Live. And,
Yep.
you guys, both the pro stocks ready to roll here tonight. You guys, I'm sure, have massaged them here a little bit since last week, ready to go.
We got a little beat up last week, so we had some conversations in the shop with everybody, and that's how pulling goes. If we would have done good, everything would have been fine. But so we're just going pulling.
Absolutely.
We're not going to try and change a bunch of stuff.
That's what it's all about. Yep, for sure.
Every class really, not just ours, but we're just going pulling. We're not changing a bunch of stuff, and it's been pretty consistent. So
That Massey last week put down one heck of a run there. So that something.
Carl and come over to the shop Sunday. We were messing around with his toter home, and I said, "What the heck? You come out?" We were on the dyno and brake, and then he got some stuff figured out, and then he said, "It's just happy, me. I show up and go pulling." And
I should say he did.
I told him today when he got here, I bet your odds are pretty good on the full pull.
They were stellar last night when we checked.
Yes,
they
we
were
did.
they
So
were
we
very,
lied.
very
I
good.
think we did make Schultz pick that one.
Yeah,
we
had him
told
pick
that.
a couple of those. But we're
Now, Julia, coming in this weekend, number 2 in the points.
Yep.
With the tractor, had a win earlier on in the season. How's it been going for you?
Good, real good. We've been pretty consistent. We're excited.
Absolutely. How is it to pull in front of the hometown crowd?
Great. Our family and friends get to come. We're so far away normally. They really don't get to see us. So yeah, this is always a favorite one to come to.
Well, what else have you been doing this summer? Are you still actively involved with all of the horse stuff that you've been doing? I know you're very active with your horses. Have you been showing and that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah, Yep. If I'm not here, I'm at a horse show.
No, I was going to say, I didn't see you. I was in Brandenburg, Kentucky, and I'm like, oh, she must be showing horses this
That's
weekend.
where my number one driver's been all summer. So
I'm not sitting at home, I promise.
No.
We're not implying that.
You're chasing your passions and doing the things,
Yep.
and of course, there's lots of family stuff too, I'm sure. So, but how long have you been involved in this? Like when I was trying to remember the other day, like you've been pulling for a really long time. But when did you get your start?
I think 2009
Okay.
when I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
Okay. And that was Super Farm.
Yes, Super
Right.
Farm.
Started Super Farm and
Yep.
progressed up here to the Pro Stocks.
The Pro Stock probably for 10 years.
Yep.
since
That's a guess.
2013 or 14, I think. Yeah, probably 10 years.
Okay.
We turned Mike's old Super Farm into a Pro Stock with the Shipleys when we were still with them, and then 2014, 15, 16, we built the two new ones.
And how long have you been with the organization?
Since 2011.
Okay. I was going to say, because I've not met you until like now.
Yep.
Ish.
So, yeah, she drugged me in, so now we're in for life. It's all good, though.
There you go.
Yep, it's all good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I was going to say, what else was I going to ask you? Okay, I have to ask it. I ask everybody this question. Dan Mayer gets tired of me asking it, but I have to ask.
No, that's all right.
Okay, so you guys are pro stockers. You've been pro stockers. You've been super farmers through and through. But if I came to you tomorrow with a blank check and I said, okay, money is absolutely no object, I got you covered. Next winter, you're going to thrash all winter. You're going to build something brand new. It can't be a super farm and it can't be a pro stock. What is it?
Well, that's funny you asked that because Bowling Green, me and Carlton had a couple beers in us, and we come up with a mod.
Now, an unlimited mod or just a
just a
two
mod.
engine?
Just a two or three?
Like a 4-engine mod, you know, and we're all buddies with the Simon Camp, and obviously they're pretty good in that game. And
sure.
We went down there and had a couple drinks, and they laughed at us, and they said, what the heck you want to do that for, you know? Hi, RJ.
Yep, there he is. He must have heard you.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil.
He must have heard you.
So me and Carlton convinced ourselves that we were going to build a mod this winter, and then I don't think the rest of the team really approved of that. So I'm not sure if we're going to, but we still talk about it.
Okay. Julia, same question to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, what...
I told him if that was the case, I'd have to find a new team.
Straight
but,
diesel.
But for you, your answer to that question.
A semi, probably.
A semi. Okay. Mac, Peterbilt, Kenworth?
Oh, I don't know. I never thought that far into it.
All right. Fair enough.
I think we had Danny Schmucker earlier.
Yeah,
he was going to build the semi.
Yeah, he would build a
was gonna
semi. That's where he would go with it.
Yeah, so, yeah, everybody's...
Yeah, but it kind of fit our company and program.
That
right?
worked pretty good. Yeah, that would... good marketing tool.
Yeah, we talk about that too, but 2 pros is enough.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But, good luck to you guys this weekend. I know, we got 2, of course you got these 2 hooks here, and then you got 2 the following Saturday there in Sandwich to finish out the season.
And I'll be with you there as well.
I'll
see you next weekend.
She'll be in Tennessee at a horse show, but I think I'm going to go along if we're still in the fight here. So
now is it Western Pleasure? Like what do we do? What are we showing?
Cowboy mounted shooting.
Okay, now how does that work? Like shooting guns?
Yes, it's a timed event, and you have 10 targets, and you have to shoot them. And if you miss one, you get a penalty.
What do you shoot them with?
I have 2 45 revolvers.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, I better not screw up.
I was going to say,
I have really cool hobbies.
On horseback.
Yeah.
And how do you keep the horse from getting scared of all the loud noises from the guns?
A lot of time.
Okay.
Time and training and practice.
Wow. I need to see this.
Yeah, that is absolutely cool.
I need to go to one of these. This would be interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
I better behave.
Yeah, that's you better behave.
She'll run me down.
No,
I can't run anymore.
Yeah, no, there's no getting out there.
Yeah,
man. But
I need to get that Desert Eagle out from the horse's saddle. I gotta talk to you about something.
Yeah, I better get in shape.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never had any experience with that before. I know friends that have done team pinning and team roping, and Western Pleasure, and I've never heard of.
It's kind of new.
That's interesting.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's
Now,
a
do
pretty
you have
cool
do
deal.
you just go around in a circle, or do you have to go like zigzag with the horse while you're
There's-
finding the targets?
I think there's 88 patterns that they can choose from. So no, they're patterns.
Wow.
Wow. And just random, they'll pick.
Dude, I'm going on YouTube as
Usually
soon as
there's
this is
not
over
like
with.
a set pattern that you have to do. You just have to do it the quickest way.
Okay.
Okay.
But
And then so
normally-
like you have holsters, like where? Okay.
Like
so
halfway, you have to shoot your first 5 and then holster your first gun and pull your second gun and shoot the last 5.
Wow. That is. I gotta check.
I'm
is
going
it on
on
YouTube?
I'm going on
Oh, yeah.
YouTube
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon
Oh,
as
you
this
need
is
to-
over.
yes.
I'm going on YouTube.
Yes. We will.
And did you get to have the really cool gun belt with, like, that's what I would have. I would be full on,
Right, they're all
like the
decked
3
out.
amigos with the,
The
I got
hat,
it.
the
Oh.
holsters.
The whole.
yes.
That
And then
is
they
really
do
cool.
shotgun and rifle, and they're not even, they're not even
What?
using the bridle or whatever you call it.
Dan Mayer. I think we're
And
calling
they're
the
just
wrong
running.
sport.
Yeah, we are absolutely. This sounds really
it's,
cool.
It's pretty neat.
Definitely YouTube it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right away.
For
That's
sure.
why she loves it so much.
Yeah, that is
Absolutely.
neat.
I love it too.
Yeah.
I've never even seen it before, but that sounds fascinating to me. That sounds absolutely fascinating. But thank you both for being with
Yeah,
us.
absolutely.
Good
Thank you,
luck
guys.
tonight
Yes.
and this weekend. And thanks to Mac Trailer and thanks to all Mac Trailer
Appreciate
does
you guys
for the sport.
allowing us to be part of it, and we love it, and we're going to keep coming. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And good luck this weekend, guys. And the following weekend here, finish
Thank you.
out the season and see if you can get that.
Pretty
that Mac
tight
trailer.
race, so
Yes,
it's exciting.
absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be close. So,
Yep.
a couple nice passes
Should be
here
good.
this weekend. Yeah, absolutely.
So
All
appreciate
right.
you guys.
Yes,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Yes.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to talking with you some more.
Yes.
I want to learn about shooting
Yeah,
guns on
yeah,
backs
there
of
you go.
horses.
Yep.
This is
There
yeah.
you go. You can put it on a jumbotron next week.
We're going to do that.
I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
That is
there.
cool.
So,
Well, ladies and
Awesome.
gentlemen,
Yeah. 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to get rolling here tonight. We got 5 classes of competition. If you can't be with us here, live and in person here at the Stark County Fairgrounds, make sure you check out FullPull.Live. And we're going to have the Wasion event on as well.
6:30 tonight?
Yep, they're
Yep.
going to start at 6:30. They've got 2 Grand National classes going to call it a conclusion. So that will conclude it here from our Countdown to Pull Time show here. And we will see you back here at 7 o'clock.
thanks again, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you guys.
See you
Thank you,
soon
guys.
on
Yep.
Full Pull Live.